In part by Intel, Vodafone, The Road to Odense, Betway, MSI, Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, Mountain Dew League, and ESEA.
Casper, Marcus, Philip, Nicholas, and Valdemar have secured the first W here today of the second day of ESL Pro League. Season number 8, live from the Intel Esports Arena, is myself and Chad Burchill, and we're going to be making some sense of what just happened and why it went the way it did. Of course, Chad, I feel like there's something you want to say. There's always something you want to say, but what exactly is it this time?
Well, right now, Trace, just in case everyone's wondering, over on that secondary stream, it is Hellraisers versus Mousesports on the first map of Inferno. The current scoreline is 13-8, and Mousesports won around with 4 Glocks. So bring that one up on the second monitor,
right.
But make sure you keep our beautiful faces front and center, because we're going to break down this game where North, once again, looking hot.
And just a tidbit here, Rops is on an absolute tear over there on the other side of the servers. I guess that's the best way to put it, other side of the servers.
Yeah.
Absolute tear over there, more which maybe he's finally using some of that he had left reserved towards the finals.
Yeah, well, he's been a little bit more flagrant right now.
Yes, indeed. How about this? We're going to be starting making some sense of the matchup that you just saw between North and Ago, where in which North have taken Mirage in a rather convincing fashion. Chad, talk to me something smart, some of those words you use, the buzzwords.
Okay, so you know like how you live life. Not you, not you, but just people in general.
All right, yeah.
And we all experience ebbs and flows of motivation. You know, sometimes you start off strong and then, you know, you dip and then you go into like a pretty big slump. That's what that game was like, but in the sense of the economy, Trace. So every now and again, you know, you're the team from Ago, you'd win a round and then you'd lose the consecutive. And we all know on the CT side, it is much more difficult to get that economy going. Long story short, they lost those key rounds. They were able to put one on the board, and the guys from North just reset them. That hard reset is something we talk about all the time, and the reason it's important to make sure you're not getting hard reset is because the utility is more expensive, the weaponry is more expensive, and that's why that first half was such a tumultuous affair for the Ago boys. And then you can just see how well the individuals from North can play in those mid-rounds. If you look at the hard stats, it was 11-11 in terms of opening kills. But after those opening kills went in the favor of the Ago players, North traded very efficiently, and that's where the Stars stepped up and had a lot of multi-kill potential.
And multi-kills can be the ones which turn the entire round around on its head. In fact, we're going to have some highlights here. And Chad, I'm going to let you just kind of unleash here and talk a little bit about what it is you see.
So in certain scenarios, you did see like a mid-control round come out where Groovy had 2 opening kills on the underpass players who walked out unsuspectingly. This is the round right here that I was talking about. But this kind of round still has an opportunity to get flipped on its head because of just, you know, look at this individualism, right? That's a play being made right there by Gade. When those plays, this is a big 1v1 as well. That means that the pistol round's gone in the favor of North and kicked them off in a very strong position. You reflect back to the first half, the pistol round that was won by Ago immediately reset, and when they force walked back into that, were unable to contest. You could see like how hampered the economy was even after they won rounds. If you remember the early stages, they won a round. The next round, someone had to have an auto shotgun. That is not what you want on the CT side. You want to make sure that you have the weaponry up and going. An auto shotgun, I see that face.
You know, Chad, I was just kind of thinking about your entire life, and it really puts that Listerine face on me. But moreover, let's talk a little bit about Ago and what they could have done better. In fact, we do have a few highlights from last season, where in which, yes, this is cobbled. This isn't a map that you're going to see very often, or maybe ever again, perhaps. Chad, talk to me about what Ago could be doing better within the unit themselves, maybe fundamentals here.
Well, on the CT side, getting dictated to, it's not so easy, I guess, to turn that one around. But when you flip on over to that T side, you know, the Polish teams for some time have always been known for really, I'm going to call them nerdy strategies, but I don't mean that in a derogatory term. What I mean is they spend a lot of time coming up with unusual ways to throw smoke grenades. It's just Mirage is so overplayed at this point that there is not too many new strategies you can see, even with the changed skyboxes.
Yes, and the one and only.
That's how you say, that's his name. It is the one and only.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, really?
Now you know.
It stands for the one and only.
So how do we pronounce it now?
Well,
because I've always been told Tau, but I don't know how true that is.
It sounds like you're saying Tau to me.
Actually, you are the one and only in this day. In fact, you are so much the one and only that we've prepared something very special for you, CC and Harry on that one. But we have prepared something very unique, very special here, and moreover, a fire hazard on top of that. Hugo, let's see
no.
how close we can get this to your face without singeing your beard, as we
birthday
heard.
to
Please
you.
don't push my face into it. I've got makeup.
I'm going to push it in while it's on fire. It's the
don't-
new iteration of the
It's a high-stakes birthday.
meme.
You have to blow the candles out, dude.
I know
They're kind of
I'm-
melting everywhere. as
Hold it
well,
up to where we can see it, please.
There we go.
And,
I know I'm
blow it
replacing
out.
Jason here, but don't give me a cream pie, please. Don't push my face into this. I'm
That's awkward.
Blow out the candles.
Cool, man. What'd you wish for?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't wish for anything.
What a humongous blunder.
You've really
underwhelming.
botched the job on this one.
Well, let's make sure that gets left in the green room, where in which we can enjoy it and you guys can do your thing. We're going to be going now into a little bit of train, where in which the train could be ran on Ago. That's exactly what we're looking at here, and perhaps what could go differently for them, Chad?
Look, I just think that in this situation is a really good map for North over the last couple of days, and I haven't seen anything from Ago yet that leads me to believe they can win this game. That's just the bleak truth. Obviously, if you're asking for what they need to do better, it's simple as play better. But that doesn't just translate. You can't just say, hey, guys, let's just play better. That's not really how Counter-Strike works. I just think that North have 5 members here right now who can all frag quite efficiently. It doesn't seem like there's a clear anchor in the squad anymore. Remember, we had that with MSL for some time. But now, it's just... This is just the way it is. They're just looking hot.
Is it as simple as they're just being outshot? They're being outclassed here.
Look, I think that is a part of it, but we did talk about North being more scrimmy, and we did see that going on. So what I need, Trace, is for you to take over right now and throw it to these boys.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. In fact, let's go ahead and get into this game. You see the Betway odds right there. They're a little too fast for you, a little too fast for me. But nonetheless, we're going to be jumping into this matchup. We're going to the train yards on DE_train. And to do that will be the birthday boy and his best bud, best friend, and really the only person I ever see him talking to outside of the game. Harry, take it away, guys.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's a real lonely picture to have painted as we head on in to train. Yeah, I cannot wait, Hugo. We're going to be seeing this one get underway. And I think it's going to be an off-the-rails performance, if I'm honest with you.
Awful joke. Awful
Yeah, you know,
joke.
what can I say, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Thank you.
Could
really
you
just going to run me into the ground.
I hope you cast this game for me so I can sit here and enjoy my cake. I think that's what I'm
Was
gonna
that your
do.
birthday wish?
Yeah.
I'll just take it solo. I'll just solo cast
My
this, you know?
birthday wish was Trace is a little nicer to me because he bullies me from time to time. But
Your birthday wish, so unfortunately not.
Yeah.
it's not going to come true. Well, this will be a fun 4 weeks of Pro League. Either way, I'm very excited for this next game. This is going to be good. Again, we already kind of alluded to this in Mirage in the sense of, AGO previously, at least with Snatchy, were very good on this map. Whether they're going to be able to repeat that is a whole question mark, right? A lot of that did depend on the AWPing power that they certainly have lost, but maybe, just maybe, we can see a bit of a surprise here from the Polish.
Yeah, I don't think I think if there was a map they were going to upset on, this could be it. We kind of saw Sparrow donning the AWP a little bit here for Ago as well back in Montreal. That was pretty interesting. He looked pretty good with it as well, all things considered. Whether or not he can go toe to toe with Cadian though, that's going to be perhaps a bit of a different matter altogether. Of course, Hugo, we just saw North pick the winner over on Mirage. How are you feeling here as we head on into train? What were your thoughts, feelings, emotionally? You just turned 21. The world's your oyster, Hugo. You can, I don't know.
Drink in America.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all that really changes.
Wow.
Yeah.
that's pretty much all I get from this. I'm happy to be here, Harry.
I mean, it's like for the what you a lot of people don't know. I think you worked the last 3 years on your birthday,
and all for ESL
all
as
for
well.
Pro League, yeah.
this season, Pro League last season, and I think I did New York with Chad as well 2 years ago on my 18th birthday. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 19th. I don't know. One of those. Either way. Yeah, I've been a busy bee, Harry. You know me. I like a bit of Counter-Strike.
It's good though,
Nothing will
because,
come in front of it.
This year, instead of just a lot of like loneliness, we got you a cake. I figured you deserve something other than
that's a typical
other
present
than
you give me,
just like leaving
loneliness.
you alone on your birthday.
You bought me a big bottle of alcohol earlier. That'll get me sorted
Yeah,
for
man, I
tonight.
shipped that from America. I put in your age, 21 today. It was good. So we're about to be heading into this one, Hugo. The birthday boy, what's your wish? Who's winning on the back of that?
North.
Do you wish for Ago or North?
I wish for North because I want North to succeed with this roster. I like the players. I like Cadian. I hope this team finds some success in this season. Of course, not to say I don't enjoy AGO and I think they're a great team, but to be realistic, North are just the better team coming into this game, and that's going to show in the matchup as well, as it did on Mirage. I think this one will certainly be closer. I think if there's any chance for AGO to win, this has to be the map, but I don't know how much I'm holding out for it to happen.
North continuing to look to try and climb that ladder and make their way further up the board. They're going to try and reach new heights here at Pro League, getting ready to head into this one now, and AGO going to be going to be feeling a little bit worried. I think that was the best performance in them over on Train, I'll be honest. You know, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, as they say. You know, maybe there's a silver lining here for them, Hugo. Maybe they can pick up a victory here on Train. That would kind of balance out. And as you say, I mean, you kind of think back to AGO historically. Train's always been a pretty good map for them.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, even if you want to look at Sparrow individually, I think the old Kingwin roster had a very good run on Train as well. So it's always been a pretty good map there. I think maybe for both teams. But yeah, I mean, kind of clutching at straws here. I really want to try and build this storyline that AGO aren't out with this. I want to stress that enough. You know, I think these are very talented bunch of players, always something to prove as well. That's kind of the interesting part of this. But then North equally, I mean, they're a team in a much harsher climate, right? You're in Denmark. I don't just mean harsher climate in the sense it's literally freezing here. I mean, like, you know, it's such a fierce area to be a part of. You know, like Poland at the time. You know, right now it's turbulent. They're trying to decide who is that top team, right? Whereas with North, you're trying to contend to be part of the best of the best.
Yeah, I think it's more important. It's like, you know, they're questioning, hey, who's the top Polish team? And in Denmark, they go, okay, who's the second best Danish team? Because obviously no one's beating Astralis. But yeah, again, we casted these games last night. Remember, we saw North on Train play 2 separate maps, one of them being versus Big. They managed to win that game in OT as well. That was a huge comeback, in fact. Well, not a comeback, but Big had a ridiculously strong start to the map, 7 rounds on the T side. And, you know, North managed to pull it back, and fairly back and forth affair, but ended 22-20. And then also North just decimated Heroic, who actually looked all right yesterday. You know, he got 10 rounds on Dust too, but when it came to Train, 16-6 wasn't even a close match. So, you know, we can talk all we want about how AGO definitely have had experience on this map, and this was the map that they used to kind of make a bit of a run in the last Star Series, if you remember, back a few weeks ago in Ukraine, a few months ago in Ukraine.
A few weeks ago.
Yeah, a few weeks ago, you know.
Why were you there?
I mean, technically it is a few weeks ago. It's just quite a few weeks ago.
Yeah, okay.
But again, yeah, North, the other better team. North have proven on this map very, very recently with the current roster. I hold high expectations of them of taking this game.
Yeah, well, we shouldn't be waiting too much longer, just waiting for these players to get on into the server. I'd imagine is always sort of the reoccurring thing. But we'll try and keep you guys updated with that one there.
And yeah, I was going to say a little update as well over on the B stream if those are interested.
I'm a big fan of the B stream update. Hugo, what have we got going on over on the B stream?
We got Mouse Sports Hellraisers, Harry, and Mouse Sports, unsurprisingly, have taken that first map 16-9 there. So not really a close game there, but again, Mouse Sports just coming back off hot of the ESL 1 New York win just a couple of days ago. So the fact that they can dive into online games when they're this jet lagged is pretty impressive. Of course, you know, it's taken its toll on some people talking about the analysts over there. But either way, we're going to be jumping into this one. Thank you for sticking with us. North versus AGO. And CT side start for North. Things don't get much better than that.
No, they almost certainly don't. They can have a chance here to try and get off to a fantastic start. We get into this one now, Hugo. The pistol round underway. Taking a look at the buy. Cadian, he's gone for the defuse, getting the smoke. Then you look over at AGO. You can see you have 1 smoke, 1 flashbang. You know, not going to leave themselves. You know, Cup isn't running over with tactical decisions on the back of this. They don't, you know, we sometimes see teams elect to go for a much more kind of smoke-heavy presence. Normally, to me, that suggests the A play. I think maybe with 1 smoke and a flash, this is just going to be a play in towards a B bomb site. But I love getting proven wrong, and I'm normally wrong about most things. So that's goes hand in hand.
At least you're not dropping technical equipment.
Yeah, well, you know, that was terrifying, but it's always good. Keeps you on the edge of your seat, doesn't it, Hugo?
What's going to break today? Who knows?
Know, yeah, the adrenaline rush there. But let's see if they can drop bodies in the server as well as, I don't know, lights can fall from the ceiling as we head on into this pistol round.
Oh, dear. Bit of an A burst here for AGO there. 2 players down Ivy, 3 up in T-Con. We got some utility on PHR ready to go out from the T-spawn as well. And Kiebe's got to deal with 2 players rushing up. What's this setup from North? They've got 3 players playing Hell/Connector area. I'd love to see exactly how they're situated. I think we have a player on the boost. Kiebe's going to spot the rush up from Olaf, but he won't expect the players down Ivy getting a bit of a haircut there. Gade firing shots in from the heaven, but he can't quite find the angle to PHR, who cowers behind the Bok. Gruby even doing more damage, and even though AZ's alive, he can only get a single kill. North getting run over, and we've seen that before. AGO, we've already talked about it. Back on Mirage, they were so good at these pistol rounds, not only pistols, but also ecos and everything of the sort when it comes to sidearms. So 1-0 start for AGO. North with the force. We've got Cadian even saving for the AWP. Certainly want to see that as well. Obviously going to be a strong map for those AWPs. Everyone else on the CZs, the Deagles, the P250s, the full mix, the Mezzo mix, Harry. Bit of an early B play as well from North. They've sent 2 players up aggressively, 1 more in the heaven as well. So as soon as 1 player from AGO is spotted down this hallway, we're going to have Gade wide peek with the Deagle, try and get the headshot onto one of them as Cadian overwhelms them with the P250. He's the man going in first, unarmored, so definitely expendable in this situation. AGO are going to spot the aggression and won't bite as well. They're not going to be baited into chasing down these eco players. But Furlan, curiosity, gets the better of him, and he's going to move in eventually, and there's a free kill, but will he expect Gade?
Well, they have been able to find this man advantage, Hugo. It's been a bit of a fumble getting here, but there you go, off to a decent start. They have to try and get past Kierby. He's looking to try and throw. Oh my goodness, Toa. That was a little saucy flick around there. Well, maybe not the best, not the best description I've ever given of something, but AZ gonna fall as out the hands of Sparrow. This is a quick, clean round coming in from AGO.
Yeah, not too many problems here. Valde alone on that B-bomb site, just gonna try and hold on to the pistol. If you can grab a gun off of one of these AGO players, that'd be a nice upgrade, but not expected at this point. Even when you're chasing down players like this, it's important if you're AGO to remain grouped up, just meaning you can trade if you lose 1 man. And you can see that is the case in the most part. We've got PHR and Sparrow both in the spawn, although they're more so saving because Sparrow is low. PHR doesn't want his teammate to go down and give away a weapon. And again, not only are the actual guns important to not give away to North, but also to keep in your hands so you don't have to rebuy them in those upcoming rounds. AGO will keep all 5, so Antico coming in for 1 more round before North eventually buy.
Yes, indeed, and AGO.
Welcome back.
Yeah, sorry about that. They're going to be, having a good time with things right now. Up 2-0, getting off to a good start here on Train. We were kind of hyping this up as a map. These guys have a bit of a history of good runs on. And over on the side of North, they don't really have too much to work with in this round. You kind of just write this off. Another chance for AGO to keep things clean. And I tell you what, Sparrow is looking mean. It's just Kierby and Valdet left alive. This round should be all said and done. We're going to be looking at the next for the most part. Maybe Valdet can escape with an AK here. That's not too bad. He's got a long time to try and stay alive, and his player's already hunting him. But he's making me eat my words right now. A 1v3, maybe he might even be enticed about trying to go for something here. Because now he's retrieved an AK. He's got that to work with. That's that 1 man inside of the inner bomb site right now that's going to cause him so many problems. Furlan, the OG Mac Daddy of this AGO roster. Ooh, Valdet isn't anticipating this. There should be a Furlan kill all day long.
Oh, no.
Ooh, tags him a couple of times, and now can just go and grab the AK. So AGO, 3rd round, they lose 2 players. Not the end of the world. It could have been better, but as a result of going flawless in the last, they kind of had a bit more leeway. Now the buy comes in, though, Hugo, from North.
Yes, this is where things get interesting. We would hope, especially without AWP on either side. Sparrow's 7-0 right now. He's doing the reverse James Bond, otherwise known as Bames Jond.
Bames Jond.
Everyone's favourite average spy.
7-0, yeah. I'm a big fan of Bames Jond. He's, the real hero. But Sparrow, yeah, look at him go. He's got a headed left main. He's falling on back for the time being. Groovy and PH are going to try and clear out Pop Dog. They're keeping an eye on the aggression from B. That's going to be Furlan. And just 1 man here for North. A lot of faith in Val there to hold this on his own. He's playing that anchor role. You can already see Gade looking a little bit curious. Starts to rotate on round. Going to now be joining up from Connector. He's going to get there just in the nick of time as well as this site take looks to come through. Valde, all eyes on him, and that's going to be bullets rallied into him from Furlan. So now Gade, the first line of defense here. But Furlan's already going aggressive, already putting up numbers. And now it does just fall onto this lone Renegade to try deny this aggression. It just doesn't happen. Furlan, the hat trick for him, and now Kierby and AZ left up. They're just going to be, hunted down for the most part.
Yeah, that's a really successful round, all off the back of one player. Again, North didn't have the utility to try and fight that back. Typically, you could see they were aware of the fact that AGO were likely going for a B play, hence the rotation from Gade. And maybe, you know, if they saw those flashes come over, they could have thrown in a Molotov or a smoke to try and at least slow down or cut off AGO from committing down ramp. But North had already run out of utility. They forced bought in the second round, and that's always going to affect the fourth round buy on the CT side. These guns are so expensive, and of course, everything, you know, around them, head armor, kits, incendiaries at $600. It's not cheap. So North, they're not going to have quite the utility to deal with that push, and as a result, AGO are 4-0 into this map. This is something we alluded to, definitely a stronger map for the Polish players. But let's see if North are just getting started, because for now, again, it is another pistol round, another likely unsuccessful one. Sparrow is on the AWP once again. AGO maybe speeding up the pace a little bit. They're already up in T-Con, throwing nades, just trying to get anyone on the default site, but no one will be there for North. Instead, they're pulling in some more aggression. We've got some shenanigans down Ivy. Kiebi pushed up close with the support from Cadian. We've seen this before.
It's a much more reserved round right now from Regu. They're really not keen on giving anything up the way of these few rifled players, because then suddenly these weapons get juggled around and gets turned against them. AZ aggressing into main. He's desperate to try and create some space, try and find an advantage with that rifle. He looks to be the playmaker, and instead he is the first man to fall. Now this is going to leave Cadian in the hot seat, and things certainly heating up for him here. Gade rubbing the tip of his barrel against PHR down here. And Pop, they go quite literally toe-to-toe, as we're about to see right now. Sadly not toe-to-toe, or it's going to be Gade opening things up with that frag on a PHR. Kiebi seized himself an AWP and actually has the bomb down at his feet as well. That's a disaster. He's going to be holding on to it. Kiebi effectively 1v3. He's hoping that Gade can get here in time, and Gade's going to manage one, and the second, and all three. Gade is an absolute madman. And there is North finding themselves their first round. What a spectacle, all on the back of that bomb getting dropped by Kiebi. And then Gade, the destroyer, comes on in, shuts down everybody, and here he is.
Oh
just
my God.
The scourge of North, and just like that, suddenly, it's going to be the first round of the board for the Danes. Quite a spectacular fashion as well.
Gade was the top fragger up against Big when we saw this team play yesterday on Train. He had something like 29 frags, so yeah, he's clearly a fan of Train right now. Kiebi actually got stuck on that pole as well. He tried to walk backwards and got stuck with the AWP, and so somehow Gade wins the round. Obviously not to be expected, but fantastic work. 4-1 now, and that's the perfect round for North, right? You win a round where you're ecoing, you win a round where you hold on to monies, and now as a result you have even more. In fact, they can't spend every dollar, even if they've tried. Full rifles, utility, AWP on Cadian, definitely going to be important here. But Sparrow, again, we've already mentioned, he's having a great start to this map, and he's on his own AWP as well, so do not count him out. Gade getting aggressive this time, back towards the pop dog. The flashes into T-Con are going to hold PHR back. He won't get too aggressive, and actually AZ's going to be the one up in pop. Look at this push though from North. They are feeding into main. They are going to get a kill from it. Second man tries to move in, but he gets flashed by his teammates, so Tau can't commit to that. But luckily enough, he gets out alive, and that's more than he can ask for.
Yeah, sadly they lose Ferlin, and Ferlin's been a real big playmaker for AGO thus far. So it's a very, very quick turnaround here from North. They're looking at to try and chain together a few round of their own, and this would be absolutely perfect. You go from having Gade being the only man surviving in the previous, not really carrying too much money forward, but he gets the job done in that like 1v3. Now, effectively, you know, you have the chance of picking up almost a flawless round. Maybe you lose one or two people, but they should be in a good spot now to start to build up some money, start to put AGO on the back foot, and you know, start to build more into this game. And there's Cadian looking to try and solidify that much more. It is just Sparrow left alive. And sadly, don't fancy his odds too much here. A 1v5, and this man, of course, the latest edition of this AGO squad. A lot to do. The bomb's down and out in the open. Sparrow. Full-on Cyclops here as he pushes on round. There's a man holding close to North. There's so many players here. There should be no way that they don't trade this out. Sparrow shouldn't be able to find anything. Spots that first man. Will he anticipate the second? He's going to hear the footsteps, and Valda's there to go ahead and get rid of him. So North, they lock in that second round. They keep 4 players alive, and that's what we're talking about. You know, they deny the AWP being saved as well. They do carry it forward and throw that over to Cadian.
Yeah, they don't actually pick up the secondary AWP, though. That's a big factor. Could certainly have had AZ on that. We've been seeing him play quite well on that second AWP on this map again. We saw all that yesterday. So North clearly thinking maybe that's more of a backup, right? If they struggle, maybe they'll pull in the secondary AWP. But for now, despite the scoreline being good for AGO, a lot of that is off the early start from the pistols. So North thinking, okay, we're confident. We can come back in these rifle rounds. I'm not worried about it. We don't need to pull out a double AWP just yet. And we know that AGO are definitely going to rely on their own AWP, so assuming we can win some rounds later, we can pick it back up off of their body if we change our mind. AZ flash back into Pop Dog. And North, one thing about their CT side here is it's so aggressive on train. We constantly see Kiebi try and take control down Ivy. We constantly see AV on those flanks round through Pop Dog. They run consistent solo B setups with Valde. They're playing the same position every time, Oil Train. That headshot angle down on ramp. And here we're talking about KRB pushing back down through the Ivy. He gets himself another frag. That's a risky play to make when you already have a man advantage, because if Groovy wins the fight, you're back into a 4-on-4. But the fact that they do it and it works means that North are now in such a more comfortable position than before.
Ooh. Well, it's very lucky to still be alive there. He's been spared for now. And maybe that's something Valde's going to come to regret. That would have been a very big kill to find. Once again, another one of those situations where maybe the peak isn't necessary, but they're just looking to keep building on that man advantage. North now looking a lot more measured, though. They're not going to look to give away anything else on the back of reckless peaks like that. I think they've had their wild times, and now they're looking to settle down. Maybe build a family, who knows. But here's Kierby. Keeping an eye on Ivy, does have support. PHR going to look to try and come up from Pop Dog. You see this three-pronged attack. The only issue is one of the prongs has been taken off, and, well, PHR and Furlan taking heads off of North. There's only 7 seconds of the time ticking down. That's going to become the real problem here. This bomb has to go down, and it gets dropped. Kierby finds that quick double. And it's double trouble indeed right now for Ago as the money runs out. North now building up an economy of their own. They're hot on their heels, almost going to be equalizing this out 4-4 early on, as you imagine the eco comes in here from the polls.
Yeah, it's just a two-man show from HO. Only Furlan and Sparrow really getting the ball rolling here on the T side. However, this round will be a very different story. I don't imagine we're going to see much heroics here from AGO. AZ again, man, this guy loves Pop Dog. He's going to get caught from main, but still pushes back in and takes that first kill, even doubling the nade into main, tags down Furlan to 50. And AZ will just decapitate him as well. This it's not just Kirby who loves the MP5, Harry. We've learned that it's a communal effort here from North. Gade finishing off the round, and 4-4 is the score as AGO are back in with guns. Sparrow on the glass cannon AWP. And North, they've had a fairly easy job since winning that single eco round just 4 rounds ago.
North just love an MP5, don't they? They've really been embracing the new gun.
I like that though. You know, as much as I enjoy the MP7, shout out to Chris. MP5, I like a new silence weapon, especially on that T side.
Yeah, being sneaky, being silent, that could sometimes be the difference maker. But, you know, not quite as good as the R8 when that first came out. Those were the days, but...
Were they?
AZ, dark days. Here's Furlan. Ooh, gonna manage himself too. Kierby in with that trade, but it's back and forth is the name of the game right now. Man advantage up in favor of Ago, and they've just pretty much secured this round unless they can't topple Gade. He's been a pretty immovable object, but there you go, equally an unstoppable force. It's over towards the buffer that fight goes down, and there you go, win things out. Keeping 3 players alive as well, so that's always going to be handy. Sparrow, you can see able to hold the AWP heading forward. We have got the AWP reinvestment in from North by the looks of things. I think Cadian once again going to be the man donning that. Would like to see this double AWP setup move back into perhaps from North. AZ yesterday, I think, looked pretty fantastic on it. Seemed very dependable in a lot of the situations. But for North, I mean, the rifles have been working. And it's cheaper as well, and maybe AZ just isn't feeling it. You never know.
Or maybe it's just not needed. Despite that previous round from AGO, North have been doing well on the rifles. Furlan tagged up early from a nade. Valde's going to throw that over the top of the box halls. I love it when players do that. Can, you know, while you never know how much damage you've really done, it can do so much considerable damage if AGO is setting up smokes, for example. Again, the setup from North that we saw just yesterday, Cadian scoped with the AWP while Valdi watches down ramp. And the reason this is good is because if you come out ramp, you have so many angles to check, but this is not one of them. You are not looking for Valdi in this position, so it will completely catch off AGO. The problem is, it relies on Cadian hitting these shots. If he misses them, then Valdi's going to get stabbed from behind, but luckily he has the option to fall down that ladder and play the spools if need be. Let's see if this setup has much effect from North or if AGO just choose to fall on back. And for now, well, it looked like it was the case, but in fact, they're just swapping positions. Gruby's going to be the one walking out heaven. And even a third rotate to B, I mean, this is going to be a massacre if AGO push right now. Or they're lucky, in fact, because Kiebi goes back towards A.
Yeah, they're setting up outside of this inner bomb site. The player about to come on through, and it's Cadian. First point of contact. Things are very hot for him inside of the bomb site. He's going to have to get out of there, and this leaves Valde in the firing line. He's dropped the bomb. He's gone ahead and found himself too. Oh, Valde's quick on the trigger, and it is just Sparrow left alive in a 1v5. This round's all said and done. There's Cadian chiming in at the very end to solidify the 5th. And I tell you what, you see the Molotovs raining in, you see Cadian get completely sectioned out of the bomb site. You know, they throw down the close molly, he's forced off with the bomb trade and has to actually go all the way back towards oil. But it's Valde playing close to this smoke. Goes undetected for so long, they just assume it's clear, and then that third shot through the smoke solidifies the round. So fantastic stuff from him. He's been looking very good in these last few games, along with, I'd have to say, Gade and AZ definitely been impressing as well.
And a prime example there, right? Even though Cadian falls off that angle, Valdi just smokes and hides in the smoke, and no one from AGO coming out of ramp is looking at Heaven, and the Heaven players smoked off. So, yeah, pretty perfect work from North there. AGO not ready for that setup at all, and now it is just down to pistols. They've been reset, Harry. A kick in the teeth, but a force buy is on the cards here for the Polish. Back to an A plate. Smokes it down, but North are trying to hold on to this site with utility of their own. Furlan flashing on through with the CZ, but he's not ready for the upper angle. AZ shooting down death from above. Kiebi's going to find another, and this is just nice and clean from North, not overextending. These smokes are cutting off AGO's sight lines with these CZs, and yeah, a couple of kills may come through, but this should not be around.
Oh, it actually is around, Hugo. Oh, it's around for North. But yeah, it's gonna be a sick. Don't worry, it's fine. There's nothing more British than being pedantic. But yeah, it's gonna be just an eco here for Ago. Hugo, you love an eco mow down, and there is gonna be a PT50 invested. That is a very cheap buy here from Ago. Probably just gonna look maybe to try and get this bomb down, or even take some time now to have a conversation without using up one of your pauses. Try and figure out how you want to play things in the future. Because you're not really expecting any results here.
Ooh. And this is a hopeless affair for AGO.
Yeah.
If this didn't, you know, I don't think I need to say that at this point.
No, no, definitely not. I mean, you know, Sparrow 1v5 with the Glock, it would be a fantastic play. And as much as I love him,
anyone ever done that? Like, not on a pistol round. Has anyone ever 1v5? Obviously, they pick up a gun after one kill, but I feel like
you know, the baller move is just not to. It's like when you're playing, you know, everyone's had this moment. You're playing matchmaking. There's some guy he's like, on your team. He's like 1v3, gets the first kill with a deagle, grabs an AWP or whatever. But then like he's like, nah, I'm doing it with a deagle. It's like, why are you doing
this?
That's
you, Harry. Yeah, what are you talking about? That
but
is
I actually
you.
do it is the difference. You know, it's only bad when other people make mistakes. You go, I can make them all I like. That's how that works. But here's this round. There's just going to be rifles across the board out from Ago.
And again, North have gone for this deep Ivy push as well. But the problem is there are 3 players here from AGO. They should be ready for it. And yeah, they definitely are. That's not going to work out this time. Gruby finds a double opener, and that's the A site crumbling.
Yeah, I mean, he is immediately going to get traded out by Gade, who finds almost 3 of his own. Easy and Valde left up 2 on 3, and it's this wrap round in towards BPHR. No, not going to get off the ladder in time. Valdez in the back as well, so gets completely blindsided there by the lone Dane over towards B. And this was looking like a good round for AGO, but now you take a look at it. Toa and Furlan are both very far apart, and they've kind of lost their bearings as to where these North boys are. And there's Easy finding himself another. So, you know, this was looking like a fantastic one. It was opened up by Gruby. Now, blink of an eye, it's all fallen onto Toa in a 1v2. Now, his name means the one and only. He's got to be all that and more now in this situation. The bomb's going to go down. And as he backs away, just going to miss the timing on the man from main, and that's Valde. The defuse now going to come through. North moving on to an 8th. In spite of a fantastic start from Groovy, it just doesn't go the way of the Poles.
Still, again, despite 4 of these rounds being coming off the first 4 and the pistol with the anti-ecos for AGO, this isn't a bad half. If this ended 10-5, much like Mirage, it's not the end of the world. The problem is it again relies on that pistol round on the CT side, because this could be 13-5 before you even know it. So AGO, they can get that 6th or 7th here. That would really set them up for success. But AZ, he's put them down before that's even going to happen. PHR getting dunked out in main, a push through, and Furlan not checking Pop Dog. Now that's just an error on his part, because we have been seeing North push Pop Dog almost every CT round this entire map. They should be expecting that position at this point, but you can't expect Gage just running up to you from the electric box. A shocking result, taking down Groovy. Sparrow now in a 1v5 again, Harry, but he's not got a Glock this time. At least he's got a rifle.
Yeah, I didn't even have time to get
well
too into that one,
yeah.
did we? So, it didn't really matter what he had. At the end of the day, it's going to be another 9th round on the board for North. There's been a real emphasis on these CCTV cameras. We were looking at them on Overpass yesterday, now again here.
We're always being watched.
What does it mean? Yeah, maybe it's a deep underlying social commentary about, there is no privacy anymore with social media,
I mean, we're British, we know more than that more than anything.
Big Brother watches everything, How's that? How's that for a I don't know what day it is. How's that for a Wednesday evening conversation?
Ooh,
here we go. Anyway,
enticing.
Hugo, we're heading into the last round of this first half. While Big Brother's watching everything, we may as well come to call Katie in that. Or Kierby, actually. He's the man over here towards Ivy. He's watching everything right now. He's keeping his eye on this position, his ear to the ground, as it were. And he hears a couple of little feet down towards the end of Ivy. 7 to be exact. Because you have to account for the 3rd leg on a man like Groovy.
I was doing the maths there in my head, like something's wrong. Oh, look at this though. We've already seen North push main before, but this time there's no one here for AGO. Even if you just leave a player in this position where Gade is, you get so much more information. You get to cut off one of the possible positions AGO can push to this A site. But luckily enough for these Ts, they're still hitting A. North might be expecting a B play at this point. That's why they put the AWP there. But it's still the A commitment, at least for now, because actually this CT wrap could allow for the bomb to go back in through that B hall instead of coming in through the Pop Dog. So let's see where AGO decide to go. That's more likely than not. Although pushing back in through the smoke, PHR's found an opener. He's dropped Gade in main, so that early aggression has not worked out, but PHR's has been fantastic. 3 frags on that A site, all headshots. Opening up the round single-handedly and closing it at that, because North, last round of the half, they've got to go for it, but it's a 2-on-5.
Oh, Cadian's opened up. PHR, he's been the real star here. He should consider a name change. Drop the R, get the D, and then your PhD, because he's got surgical precision right now. Valde and Cadian still up. Trying to retake this bomb set, but time's ticked down so far. Surely there's no way for them back into this. Valde, bit of a gamer in his current state, does manage one, but the trade's there straight away. Here's Cadian, a lot to prove, and Toa going to go to miss that spray from behind. It comes down to the wire, but ultimately, Hugo able to find themselves a 6 there at the very end of the first half. 9-6, Hugo heading into the second. North, they, we saw them, finish over on March 10-5 at the end of that first half, so once again, another close game. But I think a much more, well-rounded performance here from Ago. I think if we wanted to look for a storyline to build into here in the second half, now they have their CT side coming up, and it's a shot of redemption here on Train, a chance to maybe split the series 1-1.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah, they're definitely still in this one. It's just coming down to the same problem we had on Mirage. It's like, when it comes to rifle rounds, North are just winning far, far more. Yes, AGO have a good scoreline, 9-6, not a bad hop, very strong on the T side after all on Train, but if 4 of those rounds are coming off of the back of the pistol and 2 of them off rifle rounds, it's not so reassuring. It doesn't paint the best picture, but not necessarily to say their CT side can't shape up to be strong as well. So let's keep our eye on that. And again, a pistol round could put them in a 9-9 scoreline, which is definitely where you want to be if you're AGO, especially considering that previous map, only managing to get 6 rounds across Mirage. I mean, Chad was mentioning on the desk earlier, this is a team that in Pro League at the moment, it's more so looking just to avoid relegation. It's weird to say that on day 2, but you know, they can't have too many expectations of being in that top 6, top 7 spot. They should probably just be focusing on keeping themselves in the league, keeping themselves with a chance to practice against, you know, some of the best teams in Europe and therefore the best teams in the world for the most part. But let's find out. 9-6. North now on the T side, and what will the buys be? It's P250 on Valde and AZ, and that's about it. Flashbang as well, but we've got a kit smoke on AGO. Obviously going to happen on the CT side of train. It's so common to see that Molotov on the B site. Not as much anymore, but kind of a staple of the CT side. Either way, Furlan going to use it earlier, just to shut down any Ivy presence. North, they want nothing to do with that. In fact, now that they know there's no smoke, they might even go towards B, because they're not going to be shut out of that choke point that is ramp.
Oh, taking a look at the odds. People still leaning in favour of North. AZ looking to try and show that their faith is well placed. Finds that opener, and now it's PHR holding close. And he's missing a lot right now. He's been given a couple of opportunities. Does end up going down. So Toe and Sparrow left on up. And this is looking like a very dominant pistol round here from North. Just 2 players left in this for Ego, and none of them either able to find anything, rather. No utility either, no kit. This is definitely not going to be the easiest retake of their lives. I think already you're kind of maybe considering saving this armor. The likelihood of you doing this is very, very slim. But it is going to be North finding themselves the pistol here in the second half. 10-6. And if they're able to find the conversions, they're going to be given that opportunity for, what, a 12-6 scoreline before we see the buy come in for the polls.
AZ is so good with the PT50. Think back to Mirage as well, just earlier. In that 1v4 where he gets, I think, 2 just ridiculous one taps.
AZ's looking pretty rejuvenated within this North squad, I'll be honest. I mean, you know, there was like that time where everyone was really, really hyped. AZ had like a lot of promise behind us, a time where maybe you could have even considered him to be, you know, like a star. Then I think, you know, when North really hit their slump hard, and you think back to like when this team, you know, like Valde first joins, and there was the whole thing where they removed Magisk, or was it Config? You know, there was, you know, there was a bunch of weird decision making, and AZ was kind of the guy who was constantly bottom of the board, it felt like. But he's really coming on into his own once again here with this current iteration of the squad, it feels like. Here's a fast play in towards B, though, and they're going to be running into the might of these CZs, holding close. It's going to be Toa to find the opener. Cadian is there, does manage the trade. Toa not quite able to get much more than that 1 kill, but he has softened a couple of these guys up for Sparrow. Groovy in the back line, and well, 3 players still up. There is a chance here for AGO, and Furlan up from above, going to go to drop gate. Now they have control of this bomb. Do they anticipate Valde? Furlan certainly does. So much here for AZ. We've been bigging him up. We say he's very, very good in these clutch situations, but this is a very tall order.
Top fragger of the server right now. You can't say it's impossible. He even spots 1 player. Bit of information. Second one is gone. Quick tap from AZ. Still got plenty of time as well, and that bomb is retrievable on the ramp. AGO have to be careful not to take these 1v1s, because that could be a big mistake. Groovy baiting AZ into push here, and if he does, he's got his teammate there to support him up top of the B ramp, so AZ can make use of that smoke, try and cut one of these 2 players off and retrieve that bomb. The flashbang going to the left side, but Groovy is not going to commit to this fight. There is no need for it. So AZ's got to be the point man here. He's got to be the one to walk in. There's the smoke. Groovy wide strafing, and he goes down as well. AZ's in a 1v1, and this is a round that should have never been North's, but the nade is perfect from Furlan. 3 kills of his own, and a round for AGO. That had to be theirs.
What a round to still back if you are Ego. I mean, you know, they're giving North a taste of their own medicine, because of course that's what happened early on in this match. North stealing it back from Ego on the back of a pistol round victory. Now we have that chance of the reverse switch. So we see this force buy on the board from North. It's going to be CZs, Deegs, a little bit of utility here and there with armor, you know, invested into it. You can see Gade keeping a little bit more. You imagine that's to go ahead and maybe grab an AWP and throw that over to Cadian in the future. This is a little bit awkward. That Molotov tagging down a few of these players here. You can see the pressure's on for PHR as he's behind the E-box, looking to try and keep things current. And Ruby comes in to bail him out with the MP9. There is a man still close in this smoke, and I don't think Sparrow is aware of that. So Valde, he's been very good at working himself into the back line, getting all these little hidden positions, but finally Furlan detects him. Hugo going to be picking up an 8th, and now there's no money left. Hugo, do you want to hit us with a B stream update? Because I think it's a bit of a mental game going on over there right now.
Yeah, I was just about to say, in fact, 11-0 to Mousesports on Mirage against Hellraisers. That's Mirage against Hellraisers. I mean, we're talking Woxic and Issa here. How the hell is that happening? I don't know. You can go tune into that game, but it is an absolute decimation on the B stream. So if you want a fairer game, I think we got one right here on the main stream. It is 10-8. AGO have a bye, and this is their opportunity now because North are put down to pistols. AGO can start to try and equal up this scoreline, and Furlan's doing a great job of exactly that, trying to shut down this Ivy push. Gade, in the meantime, made his way out of main. PHR might not be ready for this one. His attention's completely on the players deep in the CT spawn. Gade finding a dig, but he doesn't expect the second player there, and PHR trades only for Kiebi to run through the smoke with a Glock. Quick tap to the back of the head, puts him in a 2v2, and even though Cadian's low, Kiebi's making too much noise, and there's been a noise complaint from AGO. They have shut the door. I don't know. Won the round, basically. There's a metaphor there somewhere.
I mean, I don't know if there is, man. I don't know. You can't. I mean, yeah, like, you know, you can say something's like something, and then I guess that is. What is that? A simile or a metaphor? Simile. That's a simile.
A metaphor is when something is something.
Yeah.
Like.
I mean, what is anything?
Yeah.
Really, if you really want to think about it, yeah. There's a lot of all these unanswered questions. But here's something crazy. We've got 10 players in the server right now earning money to play Counter-Strike. What a fantastic world we live in, Hugo. And I tell you what, Cadian, he's pretty good at it. He's going to go ahead and open things up in this round. Frag's going left and right, but ultimately, it's all even right now. And Gade, holding close to Sandwich, doesn't want to make a meal out of this, and he certainly doesn't. He's actually been able to find that opening frag, looking for a little bit more. He's just desserts, but instead it's Valde to swoop on in and help out. Just Toa. He is literally the one and only man still up for Ago. He's going to fall, and that there is an 11th round on the board now for North.
Yeah, nice bounce back after AGO win that eco round and then follow up on an anti-eco. Because North could have easily been baited into that force by war after they lose the second round of the half and just continually force back and forth until they lose a couple more in a row, and that could have really set this off to a good map for AGO. Now that North actually just took that one standard eco, brought up the next round, they've now got the weaponry to play with, and they've really sent it packing back to AGO, who are under-equipped. Sparrow's on the AWP, but he's already tagged down, and Gruby's going to get dropped off the top of the train. Things are not looking good right now. PHR can't connect his shots, but the bomb's gone in first, and Furlan's able to drop it. That's pretty important for North. AZ even following up as well. There's only 2 players here for AGO. North's pace in this T side, similarly to Mirage, has just been stunning, completely catching AGO out before they even get time to set up. And as a result, it's a double save, or at least a double attempt at a save, because the question is, will North let them get away with these guns?
Oh, you don't imagine they'll be overly keen on chasing just because you kind of look at how much money is left there, and equally looking to try and build bank of their own. So they opt to play this safe. You know, they give those rifles away. I think, you know, in their mind as well, you're going to be picking up a 12th round here, building up a decent bit of bank. And over on the side of AGF, they take a force rate. They're going to be able to cobble together, you know, a couple of CZs. But they might not even go for it because, you know, you tempt yourself into the force, say you lose the round once again, and then you've got no money. You're going to have to, what, you'll be 13-9, having to take an eco to buy into the next round. That goes 14-9 at that point in time. So I'm curious to see what the call is here. If you are AGO, I think, you know, you can make a case for either. You definitely have to just pick your poison in this sort of situation.
I think you mean pick your gift.
There we go.
Bit Danish.
Yeah, we've been learning some Danish.
There we go. Pick your marriage, pick your poison. It's the same word. Or so we've been told. Yeah, AGO.
If a Danish person ever says they're giving you a gift, say no. Because it's poison or marriage. And, you know, I'm assuming...
Which one's worse?
Oh, well...
Oh, look at this. AGO, they've given up Ivy, and North have just crept down. Lions, known for their stealth, but there's not much grass here. That's in Christiana. It's 12-9 here, and North are already into the CT spawn. They've managed to find a flurry of CT players, and PHR is going to manage to drop Kierby there. So, really good start for AGO, but how much further will it go? Because Gruby's going to be mollied off out of that spawn, and these Ts are all over the site. Tao getting shot in the back, and now a 3v2. Gruby trying to keep this round alive, but he's pretty much the only hope.
He's got to go full on Kaiser Chiefs here and fill up that chat. Gruby right now. We need a couple more frags from him, and here's PHR wrapping around from behind. He doesn't quite deny the bomb plant, so now Cadian in with a real shot here, all because PHR fumbles a couple of bullets. And here he is, the new brains behind the operation for North, has to try and be the brawn as well. AWP in hand, spots out the first man. That's PHR going down. Time now working against Ago, and it's Groovy. He's got 2 kills to his name right now. He needs the hat-trick. He needs all 3, and Cadian's read this well. He spots the shadow, lands the no-scope. But Groovy is going to go ahead and get the kill. Doesn't have a kit, though, and this is going to come down to the wire, but I don't think he's got it, mate.
I think he has. Oh, no. No, he hasn't. Oh.
That is a big rip there for Ago down it to the wire.
That's a shame. And that was an eco from Ago as well, remember? They had 2 guns, 3 default pistols, still managing to kill all 5 players and be 2 seconds away from that bomb defusal. That is so heartbreaking. Those are the kind of rounds that can keep you in a game like this, but now they've got to win this rifle, otherwise North are going to be up to 14 with ecoing players on the horizon. 13-9. And this is not the best of buys for AGO, Harry, I will say. No AWP, incendiaries all gone, no kit. I mean, judging off that previous round, that's probably the biggest surprise. Kit could have won them that situation, but now they are going to be forfeiting that. So bomb plants is going to be not a guaranteed round for North, but it's going to put them in a very, very likely winnable spot. But for now, it's a heavy default. They are just completely split up.
Yeah, there you go. Looking to try and cause these T's some pain. It is going to be the boots and the Furlan over here towards Ivy. Looking like he might try pushing on through. But it's PHR actually the first point of contact. I'm curious, do we see Furlan over towards Ivy aggress any further? Because he could catch the time. He could get all this information that bomb's starting to peel back now and retreat away from main. It looks like this is all going to be a fake with Kirby really trying to run amok in the back line of this Ago defense. They've got no idea he's here. And there's Kirby slamming down the gauntlet. PHR in with the return for 1. Easy, sneaks through that smoke, but it's not his ally in this situation.
20 seconds.
For Ago, and this is going to be tricky round for North to get back into. Only 15 seconds left, Hugo.
Yeah, there's still so many players on this A site as well. Valdi will be firing on a couple of shots, and the bomb just getting its way to the site as well. Cadian has the cross. Sparrow's dropped his teammate, though, and now it is just Valdi hiding on the site. He somehow gets that kill. No way he's going to win this round all on his own. Tao keeps it alive, and Gade's so low. But again, Harry, it's down to the kit. It's down to the time. They don't have one anywhere for this AGO side, so Tao's going to begin to hunt. Push into the pop dog. This should be his kill, and it is. Plenty of time for the defuse, and that will finally be an AGO round, but very, very frightening there for a second with Cadian able to catch that rotational kill, and Valdi somehow staying alive on the site for so long.
I mean, I'm amazed that round even gets as close as it does, right? With what, 12 seconds left, they're solo pushing the bomb into the A bomb site with the rest of the guys over towards B. So all in all, I guess not the worst end to a round that really felt like it should have been a lot cleaner for Ago. But here's the tactical timeout called in by North. I think, justifiably so. You're a little bit worried at this point in time of that comeback happening. It's going to be in the back of your head, especially as they find the odd round every now and again. Ago kind of grinding this one out. North kind of not maybe looking as dominant as they have been. Maybe a few blunders here and there. But just some time now to make sure everyone's on the same page. Try and figure out a new take on this, maybe switch the pace up, try something a little bit faster back towards that tried and tested B bomb site, perhaps.
This is the first pause we've seen all day. Team's really not keen on throwing out the pauses, but glad that's finally come through. Let's see what is made of this round. 24. Valdi's down Ivy, and in fact, AGO, they're pulling in a very similar setup to what North have been running on the CT side. If they get flashed through, this could be perfect. Sparrow forced off the angle, but Valdi, that's so perfect. The flashbang pulls away Furlan's support, and therefore Furlan just loses the fight with no teammate behind him. That is unfortunate. Nice work from Valdi, though, and a man advantage taken here for North, and a pretty important round. Sparrow Hiding on the edge of the smoke. Valdi might be able to sneak through. Oh, look at that timing. Sparrow just walks back and Valdi gets into the A site. They have no idea PHR is going to get decapitated. And even though the trade is there, it allows for the rest of North to run deep into B. Gade is already doing exactly that. Like an oil slick, he is destroying everything around him as he runs down that train and takes 2 more headshots. Gruby's all that stands and he's too far away to deal with this one.
And that's just so unfortunate there for Sparrow, keeping an eye on Ivy, just misses. Oh, I think it was anyway, I don't know. But yeah, he was, you know, just misses the timing, and that allows Valda to slip into the back line. And that's something this North roster have gotten scarily good at. Every opponent they seem to be playing up against, they always have, you know, one man. Usually, I have to say, it is going to be Valda or Kirby, I think, are the two that have been doing it the most consistently, are just getting into these almost impossible positions. This, you know, like vintage kind of get-right-esque ability of navigating the map, and it's pretty terrifying because the amount of times we see them, you know, single-handedly pull this team through rounds where they, you know, they've been, oh, you know, how did they even get here? They're all the way in connector, and it's only 30 seconds into the round. You know, he's cheating. That's what it feels like. But these guys throwing in some real moves, slipping around this map, and no one from Ago can keep their eye on it. So 14-10, Hugo. 2 more rounds is all North need to go flawless here in this and win both maps of the series. So scary stuff here for Ago as time is now running low. North, they win this. They're going to reset the polls into what could be the last round of this game. Gruby manages one. Gade instantly there with the reply. PHR going to do what he can. It's frags going left and right, but ultimately this bomb looking like it's about to go down. Rotation's still a little way away just to go ahead and make things that much worse for Ago, and now the man advantage going to be stripped away from them as well.
Oh, that's a bitter pill to swallow for PHR. Furlan's all that remains now for AGO, and yeah, Harry, it's looking done in this round. 3-on-1, and Furlan can't even catch Gade out. He was too ready on the angle. 15 rounds now to North, 1 away from the victory here on map number 2. This would be a 2-0 series, kind of like we expected coming into this game again. Even with North having a fairly new roster, it's a similar story for AGO. But what have they got to show us in this final, or potentially final round? 3 scouts? I respect it.
Yeah, I mean, victory is sweet for North. And, you know, right now they're sitting on that Tobler throne. So just need 1 more round, and then that could be it. Cadian has the AWP in hand, and he's been doing a good job of leading this team to victories thus far. There's Valda in with the first kill. Kirby going to go in and get rid of Gruby as well. So looking fantastic here for North to close this one out very, very quickly. Pick up a 2-0 for the evening unless PHR, Toa, and Sparrow could dig deep. We need to see 4 more, even if they're able to pick this one up. It's not impossible, but it's going to require a tremendous effort from the 3 remaining players in this squad. Furlan and Gruby just having to sit back and wait with bated breath now to see if their teammates can keep them in this that much longer.
This is the worst round as well, because North are just slowing down. They're not rushing in too early. They're making sure they're grouped up before they commit to a site, and that means AGO have completely scrambled. 2 players on B, now having to rectify that mistake. Only PHR here, and he is at least going to get 1 kill, cutting off a man all the way towards the back of Popdog, finding a second as well. PHR making this round a little bit more interesting, but still North have the manpower to hold on. Kirby tagged, double tagged in fact. This triple scout has been a nuisance for North, but they're going to start to at least close out this round. Gabe with another kill. It's just Valdi left up now in a 1v2, and they have no idea where he is. He can easily take a 1v1 here, cut off one of these 2 players, and then you assume play the bomb, because AGO, as a constant, has never bought a kill on the CT side. Clearly coming back to haunt them again in one of the most, well, the most important round, because this is looking like GG. Valdi with another kill, and there's just no way Tau can do this. The time's over, the round's done, and North, they've taken a 2-0 victory here on Train and Mirage. They're going to be knocking AGO down 4 now.
That's the iconic sound. Don't be a loser by Diffuser coming back to punish you always over on the side of AGO. North close things out 16-10. Fantastic stuff from them. We saw some great bits, actually. I think individual highlights definitely going to be coming out from Valda, Gade. I mean, everyone's kind of popping up at this point. Yeah, I mean, you know, you even look at Cadian doing the in-game leading, but also still putting up a tremendous number of frags. And from Ago, it didn't really feel like the firepower was there. They were just lacking a little bit, in all honesty.
Yeah, for me, I'm just waiting for North to get tested by a better team, a top-tier team. That's what I want to see. Like, how well is this roster going to do under Cadian's leading when they're really, you know, fighting up against some of the best in Europe? And I'm sure we're going to have more chances for that, at least over the rest of Pro League.
Yes, indeed. We're going to go ahead and give this one back to, you know, one of the smartest brains in Counter-Strike, and Chad as well.
You know, it's It's true. What can I say? An absolute tear here on the side of North. They're able to secure a quick 2-0 tonight. In fact, a much quicker affair than we saw last night from them. But, Chad, ultimately, what went right on Train in your mind?
I just think when you see these guys in the mid-round, they're looking hot. You saw that just to finish it off. Just another simple clutch there for Valder. The 1vx situations tending to fall their way. But this is when the class and the caliber of those players step up and really get counted for. Trace, you want a fun fact? You want some statistics?
Yeah, let's hear it.
14 games so far for this new North roster together. Won 11 games, lost 3, already played 6 maps. The only map they haven't played is Keish, I believe.
So it's looking like they know what they're doing over there. More importantly, let's talk a little bit about some AZ statistics, as he came through with a strong, just on the cusp of 100 ADR, but also running at a 22-13 stat line for a KD. I'd say he didn't do too bad here on Train. But moreover, is this looking that promising going for North going forward, or it was just a slip up from AGO?
Well, look, I think they're quite lucky. They get to play against teams early who aren't necessarily the top dogs, and that was already being talked about from old mate Hugo on the desk. You can only beat the teams who are in front of you, and they're doing that. So this is a great learning step and a great learning curve for them as a young team with a new in-game leader getting stuck in as this new North roster looks to change the fate of the second tier of Danish Counter-Strike.
Well, getting locked in, getting loaded, and, well, I don't know about getting loaded, but perhaps just getting in a rhythm that suits them, I think, is the real strong suit here that they need to be focusing on, mainly because we say time and time again, a team has a new roster, it has a new player, it has this, that, and the other. To me, the storyline's been beaten in the ground.
Well, we've definitely been talking about that a lot lately, and that's to do with the instability of Counter-Strike at the moment and the constant chopping and changing and people not being happy with their results. Now, I agree with you that we have to stop saying that's, you know, this is time. The thing is, as an ex-player, it just would be seen... I think it would be dismissive of me to not have that caveat or not paint that picture. But in the context right now of what we have seen from North, it's only positive vibes, just like the positive vibes over there on that secondary stream with Mouse Sports just given Hellraisers a big slap in the face, 16-4 on Miragi.
A big slap in the face from Chad Burchill.
Some people
but,
like it.
You know, honestly, Mouse Sports not surprising considering the heels they're coming off of in New York where they found tremendous success. And moreover, I think that this is a team that is actually finding that rhythm that they struggled to find for so long. We just talked about it with North, now having brought in a new player. That's kind of a similar story over there for Mouse Sports.
They needed that trophy. I did think they definitely needed that for their confidence sake. Otherwise, they may have been questioning that roster change they've made. And you can say the same thing about North. These victories, right? If I just bring up the stats here for everybody at home, the real talking point is not, you know, the matches or anything strategically that they're doing, because it is kind of scrimmy in a lot of ways, but it's the fact that they're just such a fresh team with a new in-game leader, and they're still getting the victories. Now, when I say they're still getting the victories, they're just beating the teams that are in front of them, which aren't top tier, right? Epsilon was their first matchup. They actually had gone all 3 maps there. They lost Mirage. They played against Optic as well. This is for the ECS qualifier type stuff. So they're just beating the teams that are around their level, but they're showing they're definitely better at this point.
We're going to wrap up the North and AGO condiments there. Condiments.
Condiments?
It's like condiments and conversation all at one time. Either way, we're now going to be focusing on Fnatic and Heroic, and we're going to see if they can get it cracking without Draken. But not before we go to a break. When we come back here at the Intel Esports Arena, we're going to go diving in head first into the pre-match for our next 2 maps. Be with us when we come back.